The UAAP is officially back, and the opening weekend featured highlight reel games from big-time players. Now, joining us to list down his picks for the top performances over the weekend is UAAP basketball analyst Coach Willie Wilson. Coach, UAAP is back. Your takes are not as hot as Jelovitos because you make sense. A lot of great games, a lot of great performances, and
what a weekend!
It's crazy.
What a weekend! Yeah.
I'm jealous for the both because you were actually there, but it's crazy. Let's start off first with UST Boom. Nick Cabanero, you wanted to point him out.
Well, let's talk about UST in a whole.
Yeah.
A lot of people counted them out. New coach. They lost a couple key players in Sherwin Concepcion, being one of them, but they still have Nick Cabanero. What did he do in that game? Well, he only missed one two-point shot. Didn't shoot as well from the three-point area, but 33 big points. He did have 9 turnovers, but again, you can't do everything right, and I see a really bright future for this USC team if they put all their money behind Nick Cabanero.
And Baldavid, they went
all in
with Coach Baldavid
and the man bun.
And a lot of people said that they played, like his personality.
Yeah.
Speaking of buns, I think Nick Cabanero abandoned the mullet for the curls this year,
Hey,
and that did the trick.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, but how about the UP LaSalle game and Carl Tamayo kind of announcing that he's going for an MVP campaign, maybe not verbally or vocally, but through that game?
Well, more than the stats, 18 points, 19 rebounds, it's his presence that just trickles all throughout that UP team, knowing that you have this block, this building block. I felt that back in my playing days at LaSalle when we had Don Aliado. You always knew that you have this guy that's going to come in here and put up the numbers for you to be competitive every night. And, aside from the numbers again, he has that tenacity and that clutch gene.
Yeah, it's when he scored also.
Exactly.
Not only in that last game, but even, I know Paulo remember this, that Final Four game, it was also in the fourth quarter where he erupted.
It feels like, not to just keep on harping on Carl Tamayo, but then comparing his opening game here to that Final Four game against LaSalle, it felt like he was a lot more composed, which is scarier for us. But then he has this whole new level of calm when he approached that game in particular.
Well, that comes along with knowing that, hey, we're the champions. I've been on a bigger stage, playing in the finals. I played in all these international games. This is a college game. I know what I can do. Everybody around here knows what I can do. Let me just go out there and do it.
Right. Now, yesterday, you and I had the pleasure to do the UE National University game, and all, eyes were on, the debut of Kian Baclahan. Maybe what is Mike Malonza going to do this year? JLC. But it was Jake Figueroa who stole the show.
Well, he announced his intentions in that game with that emphatic in-your-face jam.
Yes. But at the start, at the start. You're right.
And it's good that you highlighted all those other players because it really was, a team effort for them to get that win, and they really did it on the defensive end. But going back to Jake Figueroa, 1 rebound shy of a double-double, and it's his defense. He's that reliable defense, him being able to stifle his man in one-on-one coverage and also play that team defense. Remember, they go from 1 to 4 at the same height, including Patrick Yu there. So them being able to switch everything is great for their defensive system, and I think Jake Figueroa keys that.
It's incredible, of course, to see what he did, and despite all the other names you mentioned there for NU. But the fourth player we're going to talk about here is Sportsky. I don't know why that was the order, but then here we have it. Fourth for Ateneo. My goodness, that guy. It felt like the way he took over towards the end was just a player beyond his years.
Well, I could have went in other directions with that Ateneo team. Obviously, you have Ange, you have Dave Ildefonso, but I think the shoes that Fortsky had to step in, SJ Belangel's shoes that he had to step in, I think he did a great job. Career high with 19 points, and then those big three-point shots to get ahead and keep them ahead. But aside from that, the court vision, him leading the break, knowing where all his teammates are, he's a pure point guard in every sense of the term, pure point guard.
We saw glimpses of that last year in the few minutes that we saw. But for those who knew him from high school, they knew about the kind of game that he had. So now he's really coming into his own, and that's what the UAP is all about. Someone leaves, somebody's got to come in and step up. In the case of UE, the game that we did, there's just a renewed energy, and for that in itself, it's such a great thing to see for a team that was, at the bottom of the standings last year, needed any kind of organization. They got that. They got talent. They got height. Who stood out for you?
Well, I think UE is going to surprise some teams this year. They're better than a lot of people think they are. They're bigger now this year.
Way bigger.
And they have this player, Luis Villegas. He really, really impressed me last game, being able to play the 3 position and the 4 position. Why? He's all over the place defensively, blocking shots, getting steals, being in the right place at the right time. He can shoot the 3. He can attack the basket. He has great footwork.
Tall and long.
6'6".
Yeah.
Wingspan, strong. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish that game. I think it was cramps.
Right?
But I see a really, really bright future for him and this UE squad this season.
We still have a bit of time here, so we're going to throw a bonus one here at you, Coach. Obviously, there's so much to talk about with all these teams, but is there any player in particular that surprised you the most? Because I know you have your opinions about these guys beforehand, but then after seeing them, is there any guy here that just changed your mind?
Well, okay, I'll go in a different direction. Everybody was so high on Kiambao of LaSalle. Again, I don't want to be too hard on the kid. It was his first game. I know exactly how it feels to be playing in your first UAAP game.
Defending champs.
Yeah, exactly. I felt like I had cinder blocks on my feet. They were stuck in cement. I want to just say that with regards to Kiambao, we've seen what he can do. There was a reason why he's on that national team.
Right.
Okay? It was just one game.
Right.
There's still many, many games for him to play. And I still believe that he is the key to unlock De La Salle's, hopefully championship aspirations this season.
We haven't seen that playmaking side too much of him yet, and we're hoping to see that in the games to come. And speaking of the games, don't miss out on all the UAP basketball action. Catch the games live every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday on One Sports and the UAP Varsity channel.